Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Personal income tax by wealthy Nigerians to hit 25%, says Edun. Tinubu Mahama meets in ECOWAS engagement with Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Today is our president's birthday. Happy birthday to Mr. President.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
I keep forgetting. On the front page that happy birthday.
73.
This is a new dispensation. If it was before,
everywhere would have
be filled with.
Maybe I stopped them from doing that.
I think last year he deliberately asked.
Yeah,
that
they
just
put the
calm
money
down. Towards.
Okay, so Bagudu Adelabu mourn Ajimobi's daughter's passing. Padoso, really sad story, very painful story. Women hold 35% of CBN dictate directorship. Reign of tributes for Ukwe and presidency of Obasanjo's position on Rivers emergency hypocritical. Okay, which story are we starting with?
So the presidency yesterday chided former President Olusegun Obasanjo for criticizing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu over the declaration of emergency rule in Rivers State. So he accused the former leader of hypocrisy and poor democratic legacy, urging him to purge himself from the seat. So the special assistant to the president on social media, Dada Olusegun, reflected on Obasanjo's tenure, highlighting many undemocratic actions of his administration between 1999 and 2007. And he says Obasanjo is trying every trick possible to whitewash his bad democratic records by attempting to exonerate himself from blame for how Nigeria's democracy had fared. This he said in a post on X, and he said the former president, so the former president now spoke at the colloquium marking the 60th birthday of Emeka Ihedioha, and he condemned Tinubu's decision to suspend Governor Siminalayi Fubara, Deputy Governor Ngozi Odu, and members of the House of Assembly, warning that democracy is dying in Nigeria. So Olusegun came after Obasanjo, saying that he did not even do well. It was just like a back and forth. Reply. He did not do well in his own. He's just trying. He suspended democracy. They listed it. In fact, he said, I was reading, I got tired. I was like, oh, so all this happened during Olusegun Obasanjo's term. So what are we talking about? But, I just think they should, first of all, focus on what is happening. Many people have said that the state of emergency declaration was needed because the state was already getting into anarchy, and the president had to step in to stop a lot of things. Other groups are coming out to say that people were already carrying firearms ready to scatter Rivers State till this state of emergency.
Those were the
yeah.
Okay, so I had to correct myself because I'm told that tomorrow is the president's birthday today. But from the front page, Senator Abubakar had posted
it's a pre-birthday.
Maybe that one could not get space tomorrow.
Tomorrow, that's fine.
That makes sense.
So the personal income tax, let me take that story. So according to the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, he says personal income tax payments by wealthy Nigerians will go up from 18.6% to 25% when the tax reform bills are finally implemented. He also said that the upward trajectory in this revenue will complement the 20% we've already seen last year. He said Nigeria's economy has achieved relative stability over the past 18 to 20 months. He spoke in Abuja during a Zoom dialogue. He said the tax reform bill will also tighten government expenditure. He said economic growth this year will be driven by agriculture, housing, and infrastructure. So he said quite a bit. So we're hoping that indeed they're able to tax the wealthy Nigerians. We can get more revenue to work with.
Yes, and I have the CBN governor who says, Olayemi Cardoso, at the bank's celebrations for International Women's Day. At the event, he says women now make up 35% of the CBN's directors and half of its non-executive members. They said that, so this event was to mark the conclusion of the month-long program celebrating International Women's Day across the institution, and that this event was reflecting the institution's commitment to inclusive and representative leadership. Increasing women's representation in leadership is not just ethical, it is a strategic necessity. The rise of women in leadership at CBN mirrors a global shift, where skilled, visionary female leaders are reshaping governance.
I think that deserves a round of applause. Well done, because as much as we hope more parastatals are able to
flaunt that they have this number.
Increase the number of women.
Increasing.
Yes. So I want to take the really sad story really sad story, very heartbreaking story of the passing of the former governor Ajimobi's daughter, Abisola Kola-Daisy, and she died at 42. Said that is very young, died complications from breast cancer. They said she had battled it for a while. She died in the UK. Oyo mourns because everybody in Oyo, from the governor to the speaker to former Senator Teslim, current senators, everybody's heart goes to the family. They go to the 3 children she left behind and her husband, as well as a mother who lost husband and now lost a daughter. So, of course, we also commiserate with the entire family, and our heart goes out to them. It's a really sad one.
Yeah, so rest in peace. Amen. Moving on now to Vanguard. Rivers, lawyers, others flee versus suspension of political appointees. Manager, 3 others arrested as lodger dies in Delta Hotel. Reps rescind decision to strip VP governors of immunity less than 24 hours after. Southeast Caucus faults Senate's rejection of immortalizing in Nwosu. Bill to stop politicians above 60 from contesting presidential poll scales second reading in the House of Reps. And Reps to probe 8 trillion naira revenue loss from tax waivers and incentives. NNPCL assesses potential partners ahead of IPO. Okay, which story are we starting with in Vanguard?
The House of Reps has resolved to rescind the passage of 2 bills seeking to strip vice president governors and deputy governors of immunity, and the bill seeking death penalty. It took the decision after the majority leader moved a motion at the plenary, and their decision, according to the deputy speaker, underscores the House commitment to diligent, transparent lawmaking, particularly on sensitive legislative matters. So they said, for the avoidance of doubt, at the first and second reading stages, the content of any bill reflects solely the views of the sponsors and not the position of the House or its leadership. Then the House formally engages with a bill only after it progresses to the committee stage, where public hearings are conducted. Then these bills have not been discarded. They are saying they have not been discarded or removed from consideration. They remain part of the legislative process and will be revisited at a later date. They said that the decision to rescind it is intended solely to allow for thorough debate before further legislative action.
I think we touched on this a few couple of days ago, when I was getting excited that trust your lawmakers to do their job.
Well, they are doing their job. They found a way to slow it down.
Okay, still on the House. The House of Representatives yesterday passed for second reading, so I shouldn't get excited about this second reading. It's still on the idea stage. Anyway, so the House of Reps yesterday passed the second reading, the bill seeking to stop anyone above 60 years from contesting election into the office of president and governor. It was sponsored by Ikegwonu Ugochinyere, a lawmaker from Imo State. The bill stated the person shall be qualified for election to the office of president if he has been educated up to educated up to at least university level and has earned a bachelor's degree in his chosen field. Section says that he is not more than 60 years at the time of vying for the the office of presidency, and etc. The point is that this one,
there's another idea.
There's another idea. It's still at the idea stage. Let us see if, after the public hearing, if it will scale for deliberations and possibly become a bill.
We thank God for that.
I think we have to go on a break now. Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.